It was 2:30 a.m. at the Sakura Palace, and Victoria Steinberg, one of Manhattan's richest women, had just fallen off a bar stool, her $3,000 designer dress soaked in sake. Andres Santos, 26, a black waiter whose shift should have ended an hour ago, approached cautiously. "Ma'am, let me help you," he said, aware that kindness could easily be misinterpreted, especially by drunk, wealthy women. "I don't need charity," she muttered, leaning on the cherrywood wall. Her platinum blonde hair was messy, makeup smudged, but he recognized her instantly. Andre noticed whispers and nervous glances from staff whenever Victoria appeared, especially from manager James Morrison. Something wasn't right. "I'll call you a taxi," Andre suggested. "It's not safe to go out alone." "You're not like the others," Victoria said, leaning on his arm. "Why are you being nice?" Andre hesitated. Maybe it was because he'd grown up watching his mother work 16-hour shifts to support 3 children, or maybe he had learned that not everything at Sakura Palace was what it seemed. As an Uber carried Victoria to her Upper East Side penthouse, Andre noted the address. He didn't realize that the restaurant's security cameras had recorded the entire encounter. The next day, he expected a routine shift, but was called to executive chef Hiroshi Tanaka's office. Regional manager Morrison's cold smile made Andre's stomach tighten. "I've received complaints about your behavior with clients," Morrison began. "Some say you crossed lines, taking advantage of vulnerable customers." Andre froze. He knew exactly what night he was talking about. His simple act of helping Victoria now twisted into a false accusation. Morrison pulled security photos, each one an innocent moment made sinister. "You're right, I helped a client home safely," Andre said. "Anyone would have done the same." But Morrison didn't care. "Maybe you should consider other opportunities," he said, dismissing Andre with corporate euphemisms. Across town, Victoria, far more sober than anyone suspected, had a very different conversation. She had been testing the restaurant staff's behavior, and Morrison's pattern of discrimination was about to unravel. When Andre returned home to his mother, Rosa, he explained the fabricated accusations and the pattern of racial discrimination he had noticed over the past months. Rosa, who had faced similar prejudice for decades, smiled knowingly. "You know which choice I've always made," she said. On Monday, Andre returned to Sakura Palace as a customer, observing Morrison's favoritism toward white employees and ignoring employees of color. When Victoria arrived discreetly at the bar, they exchanged a subtle nod. She was watching, just as he was. The next morning, Andre received a text: "Coffee tomorrow at 9. Corner Deli, 72nd and Columbus." 5th, Victoria met him punctually, revealing that Morrison had fabricated the harassment complaint. She showed Andre charts, records, and emails documenting systematic discrimination at Sakura Palace. "I'm offering you a chance to manage a new Japanese restaurant in Harlem," Victoria explained. "Shared ownership, profit split, and full diversity policies." Andre considered his mother's lessons, the years of humiliation, and the injustice Morrison had inflicted. He accepted, not for revenge, but to create a space where dignity mattered. Over the next 2 weeks, Andre coordinated with former colleagues, documenting discriminatory practices meticulously. Morrison continued his routine, unaware that his arrogance was being recorded and analyzed. The showdown came Monday at 10 a.m. in the corporate office. Morrison, confident, entered the conference room. Victoria began presenting charts showing 100% of black front-of-house employees had been fired, 80% of Latino employees reassigned, and 0 white employees punished. Emails, internal notes, and recorded conversations exposed Morrison's manipulation. Then the final bombshell, a video of Morrison celebrating Andre's dismissal. Andre entered the room, carrying months of evidence. Morrison could only stammer as the truth unfolded. He had underestimated the very people he sought to destroy. "Standards of hatred, exclusion, and abuse of power," Andre said calmly. "You built nothing. You only destroyed people better than you." Victoria fired Morrison on the spot, his career crumbling before the press and the corporate board. Meanwhile, Andre finally breathed freely. Justice wasn't about revenge, it was about creating something better. 6 months later, Andre stood in a renovated Harlem warehouse overseeing the opening of Kibo, a revolutionary Japanese restaurant. He was co-owner, empowered to hire former colleagues and share profits. Former Sakura Palace employees thrived in a space built on respect, dignity, and inclusion. Reservations filled weeks in advance. Patrons of all backgrounds felt welcome. Andre had turned discrimination into opportunity, building something Morrison could never imagine. Success, Andre realized, wasn't destroying those who hurt you. It was achieving greatness they could never conceive.